We kind of sat there and we asked each other, and we're like, did this really happen?
An assignment for a Lexington high school class caused some controversy. Many people even called it racist. What students and the principal are saying tonight. What we've learned about the case against a man police say stalked a former girlfriend and even broke into her home. Newly released surveillance video shows someone starting a fire at an eastern Kentucky post office.
This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. Sam has the week off. We have had a great stretch of weather across the bluegrass lately, and it looks like that will continue tomorrow before we start to see some changes. We begin tonight with WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey and your no-wait weather forecast.
Yeah, you get out in the open country late this evening, already seeing some upper 40s settling on in, though we're likely to break the streak. We've had 3 mornings in a row with at least some upper 30s showing up across somewhere in central and eastern Kentucky. We'll likely stay into the upper 40s and low 50s across the entire area. Waking up to a cool start and upper 40s tomorrow afternoon. Boy, it's mild again. Mid and upper 70s will come your way. Winds will increase and clouds will begin to increase as well. Defender Radar Network picking up on a little cloud cover. Absolutely fiery sunset out there this evening, courtesy of those ice crystal clouds. But the changes I'm tracking for this time tomorrow night and into Thursday comes from a cold front that is out across parts of the plain states. That has some chilly air behind it, and that cold front eyes the bluegrass state. It's going to roll its way to the east, and we could be impacted by that as early as this time tomorrow night. But coming up with a new hour-by-hour forecast at 11:13, Amber, I'm going to show you how this front is the first of at least 3 showing up in the 7-day forecast.
Chris, thank you. It is a classic novel studied in high schools all across the country, including a 9th grade English class at Lexington's Lafayette High School. But many students and parents say an assignment given before reading To Kill a Mockingbird was racist. School leaders say the teacher asked multiple questions about the use of a derogatory word. As Monique Blair tells us in our top story at 11, some students say the teacher went too far.
This is a picture of that assignment. We blurred the derogatory N-word that was used, but it was not blurred in the original.
But everyone kind of laughed. It was a nervous laugh. But then we kind of sat there and we asked each other, and we're like, did this really happen?
Kira Ragland says she was upset about the assignment, so she showed it to her mom.
I felt sorry for her to be in this classroom, with a predominantly white classroom, with the Caucasian teacher standing over her, using these words over and over. These are not words that we use in our home. These are not words that we use, and everyone likes to say your music. These are not words that my child is accustomed to.
Andrea Ragland tells me she is not opposed to the teaching of To Kill a Mockingbird at her daughter's school. She says she just thinks there is more positive, more appropriate, and more inclusive ways to teach the issues that are portrayed in this novel.
The whole entire point of the book was missed because of this assignment and 7 questions specifically on this word, as opposed to other parts of the book that should have been discussed as well.
Lafayette High School Principal Brian Jacobs says he was unaware of the assignment until it went viral on social media.
We were embarrassed by the assignment because we know that many of our students and community members are offended. I myself am offended by the particular assignment as well.
We are told the teacher has apologized to her students, but Ragland says she hopes this incident opens a dialogue addressing racial injustice.
The public felt the pain. The public had so many mixed reactions. That was what was interesting. It's a bigger picture.
In Lexington, Monique Blair, WKYT.
The principal says after investigating, he determined this particular assignment has been used for at least a couple of years. He wouldn't discuss if the teacher faces disciplinary action. He says he is focused on making sure all students feel safe at school. A neighbor came to the rescue when a fire started at a Lexington home tonight. Firefighters were called to a home on Shropshire Avenue in the East End area just before 10. As Sean Moody tells us, firefighters say the neighbor kept that fire from spreading too far. He joins us now live with the very latest. Sean?
Hey there, Amber. Firefighters say the homeowner did all the right things here tonight. A neighbor had already called 911, so this homeowner stepped in with a garden hose to do what he could. Firefighters say no one was inside the duplex when the fire started. A neighbor noticed the fire and called 911. They say that's about when the homeowner got home and saw those flames. The neighbor said the fire department was already on their way, so they say that homeowner went ahead and grabbed a garden hose that was outside and started trying to keep the fire in the kitchen. Firefighters say he was able to hold those flames where they were, and once the fire engines got here, they were able to put that fire out pretty quickly. They said that kitchen area was unfortunately destroyed and there was smoke damage throughout that side of the duplex, but no one was hurt and the other half of the building was not damaged. Firefighters say this man did all the right things, including staying outside the house with that garden hose.
Well, he was lucky in that, he already knew that we had been notified, so there was no delay in our response, and he just happened to come home at the right time, happened to have the garden hose in the right place where he could effectively do that and stay in a safe position on the back porch. Typically, we don't recommend people trying to attack a fire themselves, but that's because we don't want there to ever be a delay in our response, and we don't want people to be exposing themselves to undue danger.
Now, ever since that fire started, Shropshire Avenue here has been shut down between Shelby Street and the railroad tracks, but fire crews are starting to clear out of here, and once they're cleared in the next little bit, the road will be reopened. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. Firefighters think a malfunction with the water heater may have started that fire. Some disturbing accusations tonight against a Madison County man. Berea police say 38-year-old Dennis Thompson stalked a former girlfriend and at one point broke into her house. They say the victim had an emergency protective order out against him. Over the weekend, police say Thompson kicked open a door of the victim's house, causing the door to hit the woman in the head. When police arrived, they say they found him hiding inside the house. Police say Thompson had also been living in some woods near the victim's home. He's facing multiple charges, including burglary, assault, and stalking. New tonight, investigators now say a fire at a Perry County post office last week was set on purpose, and they've now released surveillance video showing a suspect. The fire caused extensive damage at the Yerkes post office. The video shows a car pulling up to the building and a man lighting something on fire, then throwing it at the front of the building. He then drove off. So far, police have not made any arrests in this case. Tonight, police are trying to find a murder suspect they say was mistakenly released from jail. Police say Terrence Moore and his brother killed Tyrone Booker Jr. in Louisville back in March. Moore was later transferred from a jail in Jefferson County to one in Taylor County and then on to the Pike County Detention Center to answer to charges in a separate case. Pike County jail leaders say Moore was released from the jail September 30th because there were not any instructions that said he needed to be kept in jail.
We received a notice of discharge, which was to release him on 9/30/16. Our Class D coordinator checked the detainers in the Department of Corrections website. There was no detainers listed. There was no detainers listed on his notice of discharge.
In a statement, a Kentucky Department of Corrections spokesman blamed the mistake on a procedural error. He also said there are checks and balances at the local level that should have prevented the release. New tonight, police are looking for an inmate they say didn't return to jail after receiving a court-ordered pass. Fayette County Detention Center leaders say 40-year-old Isaac Moody received a 2-week furlough from the jail. He was supposed to return at 8 this morning but has not shown up. There's now an arrest warrant out for Moody, charging him with escape. He was being held on a contempt of court charge. New tonight, the death toll from Hurricane Matthew continues to rise in the southeastern U.S. Authorities in Florida now say 9 deaths are being blamed on the storm, and in North Carolina, it's being blamed for 18 deaths, many of them drownings. Matthew killed at least 34 people in the U.S. and more than 500 in Haiti. President Obama declared a major disaster in South Carolina today. Emergency crews are still trying to rescue some people trapped by high water in North Carolina. Thousands of people in the southeast are still without power tonight. New tonight, Lexington city leaders say an effort to reduce litter downtown is paying off. The city recently launched the Keep Lexington Beautiful cigarette litter prevention effort. City leaders say a survey found between May and September, there was a 43% reduction in cigarette butts and a 40% reduction in cigar tips left on the ground outside restaurants and bars. As part of the effort, the city used grant money to buy cigarette urns, coasters, and signs. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are keeping the focus on battleground states with 4 weeks to go before the election. But in 9 minutes, both campaigns are still having to address other issues as well. And then what investigators are now saying about the case against a woman now charged for a crash in Madison County that killed 2 people.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey.
Beautiful fall weather rolling on, and we're going to gradually knock a few degrees off your back porch thermometer come Thursday and Friday as the pattern gets a little more active. But overall, I don't think we can complain too much. It's been a heck of a ride so far from September, and that's rolling right on through the first half of October. Look outside. Temperatures. How about you, Monticello? 47 degrees. Are you kidding me? You're the cool spot across the entire state right now. 57 Lexington, 52 for the good folks in Mount Sterling. How do we roll into the day tomorrow? A lot of upper 40s to low 50s to begin the day, a lot of mid and upper 70s to end the day. Tomorrow evening at this time, there's a chance for a stray shower or two in the central and western parts of the area. Your Defender radar network has nothing going on across central and eastern Kentucky, though we are noticing a little stream of some clouds. Those are the same clouds that were out there giving us a fiery sunset. But look what else is happening. A little shower and thunderstorm action trying to pop around Quincy, Illinois, northeast of the St. Louis area towards Champaign. And that's a sign that, or at least it's telling me that tomorrow evening we got to watch, even though the front's to our west, for a little shower or thunderstorm trying to pop. A lot of the action's been on the colder side of our front. We've got snow into parts of the Dakotas. I'm not talking about anything like that, but it shows you the seasons, they are changing. How do we roll into tomorrow? Windy and mild clouds will be on the increase. Shower or thunderstorm early on Thursday. Windy and much cooler. Friday is the day I have some questions about. It's mainly dry. Those southern parts of the area will have a better chance for some showers. Still breezy and it is still cool. Let's look at the temperatures now. 50s, 72 into St. Louis. That's just ahead of our front. So 72 St. Louis, 52, 33, 31, teens showing up. Teens showing up behind that front. That's when you know you're dealing with a potent fall cold front. Brand new hour-by-hour forecast is in, and it will show some of those changes for the day on Friday. Let's get through tomorrow, though, shall we? Noontime, upper 60s, low 70s. Second half of the day, clouds will increase, and look what happens by tomorrow night at this time. Some rains are getting very close to central Kentucky. Temperatures into the 60s will drop into the mid-50s, likely to wake up to at least some scattered showers around on Thursday. Noon on Thursday. Upper 50s, even mid-50s showing up. So we're behind that front, low clouds around. The clouds are going to be awfully tough to scour out southern and eastern parts of the area. So a mix of sun and clouds, 60 to 65 for a high. Notice by 11 o'clock Thursday and into early Friday morning. You want to see a healthy temperature gradient? 36 Maysville, 57 Monticello. So our front is trying to check up here, and look what that does for the second half of our Friday. Shows a little better chance for some rain, southern and southeastern parts of the area, than what we're going to see across the north. So that's front number 1 on Thursday. Front number 2 on Sunday has more moisture with it, and a better chance of some showers and thunderstorms. Front number 3 is next Tuesday, and if I could expand that out to the next 2 weeks, I would say front number 4, front number 5, and 6 are lined up behind that. So this boring pattern that has been so awesome is finally going to get a little active.
It's sad when you have to start numbering them, that many, right?
Yeah,
just to keep track of them?
Seasons are changing, though. Yep.
Here we go, right?
You bet.
Chris, thank you. Rupp Arena leaders are making some security changes that UK basketball fans will need to know about. What's different this season in 8 minutes. With Election Day just 4 weeks away, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump both returned to Florida today, a key battleground state. Clinton had some high-profile help, while Trump blasted his opponent and his own party's leaders. Greg Boswell has the latest now from the campaign trail.
Donald Trump pounced on the Clinton campaign's hacked emails at his Florida rally.
Even Chelsea Clinton, the WikiLeaks email show, expressed serious concerns about conflicts of interest at the Clinton Foundation and the State Department.
WikiLeaks released 1,200 more emails from Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta's account. Some were from supporters worried about Hillary Clinton's tone. Others concerned her email scandal. One campaign official wrote in March 2015 he thought the issue would go away quickly. Hours earlier, Trump unleashed a torrent of tweets attacking House Speaker Paul Ryan and other Republicans, saying it's so nice that the shackles have been taken off me.
The shackles are some of the establishment people that are weak and ineffective people within the Republican Party.
A new Wall Street Journal NBC News national poll, the first taken since Sunday's debate, reveals Clinton now holds a 9-point lead over Trump. Clinton discussed climate change with former Vice President Al Gore while campaigning in Florida.
I'm running against a guy who denies science, denies climate change, says it's a hoax created by the Chinese.
Gore, who lost the state of Florida in the 2000 election by just 537 votes, urged Floridians to register and vote for Clinton.
Please take it from me, every single vote counts.
Early voting in Florida begins in 2 weeks. Craig Boswell, CBS News.
Clinton campaign chairman John Podesta told reporters tonight the FBI is investigating the hack into his email, plus another larger one. He said he is cooperating with the investigation. There is some new information tonight in the deadly police shooting of an unarmed man in Tulsa, Oklahoma last month. Today, a toxicology report released said Terrence Crutcher, the black man shot by a Tulsa police officer in September, had the drug PCP or angel dust in his system when he died. Crutcher was shot after his car broke down. The officer involved has been charged with manslaughter. Crutcher's family says the toxicology report doesn't justify the shooting. A woman now faces charges for a Madison County crash that killed 2 people last year. A grand jury indicted 21-year-old Abigail Melton for manslaughter and DUI. Police say she was driving drunk in May of 2015 when her car crashed on Jacks Creek Road near Richmond. They say 2 of her passengers, 20-year-old Alyssa Moorman and 23-year-old Cody Garcia, died after the crash. The Madison County Circuit Court Clerk's office said there is now a warrant out for Melton's arrest. New tonight, police need your help finding a missing woman in Pendleton County. Falmouth police say 29-year-old Sarah Strunk hasn't been seen since Friday afternoon. They say she walked away from the Clubhouse Adult Daycare Program on Park Street in Falmouth. Police say Strunk has a red and black tattoo of a girl and hearts on her left shoulder. UK fans will notice some security changes outside Rupp Arena for basketball games this Friday. Starting with Big Blue Madness on Friday, all fans will have to walk through metal detectors before entering the arena. Rupp Arena has been using the metal detectors for other events since April, but this will be the first time they're used for UK basketball events.
Taking their cell phones and any large metal objects out of their pocket and having them ready to drop into the tray, they can pass through the walk-through magnetometers fairly quickly.
The arena is also limiting the size of bags that can be brought into the arena. There will also be an express line for fans without bags so they can get through security faster. Brian's in now, and the football Wildcats have turned around their season.
Yeah, at the halfway point, the Cats are halfway home to their goal, but still working on the offense. And maybe the most freakish athlete on the UK basketball team stands just 6 feet tall in his shoes. You know who it is. Sports is next. If his picture was not behind me, would Dominique Hawkins come to mind if I asked you which Wildcat has the best standing vertical and maximum vertical on the UK team? Hawkins is a freakish athlete, and he will be asked to be a mentor to the younger guys, especially later on this year when the SEC and NCAA tournaments roll around.
That's very important. Great experience for me to be in those type of games. I remember being in a championship game my freshman year. It was so nerve-wracking for me, but it's great to have that experience. If I get in a championship game, I probably won't even be that nervous. But I know that being in big games like that actually gives you experience that helps you learn about what you should have done and not done in bad situations and stuff like that.
We will get you set for Big Blue Madness this Friday at 5:30 on CW Lexington. It's Countdown to Madness with Dave Baker and Christy Thomas, a 90-minute preview of this year's Wildcats. Well, the football Wildcats enter their bye week with a 3-3 record and some momentum heading into the second half of the season. Mark Stoops gave his guys the day off yesterday and said today's practice was a good start to getting a lot of things corrected. The extra practice time will also give the Cats some time to work on fundamentals and get healthy.
It'll be nice on the back end of the week for our players to heal up, because normally you're going to go out there on Saturday and and get very much bumped and bruised, and so they won't have to worry about that on Saturday. So they have a complete day off. That alone, mentally and physically, hopefully will recharge us a little bit.
Quarterback Steven Johnson is 2-1 as a starter, but he did not have his best game against Vandy this past Saturday. Johnson completing just 10 of 24 passing attempts for 49 yards. He said today his footwork was a problem as he was rushing himself through his progressions.
I've had some games where things weren't going my way, which is you always have to come back and you can't let it sit around, and you really can't just sit on that one game. You have to move on. You have to progress and work on and practice to get better.
Quickly to high school football, the LCA Eagles off to a 7-0 start, best start in school history. This Friday, the Eagles look to lock up a home playoff game with a win over Somerset. Ethan Atchley has gone with a dual quarterback rotation with Logan Neves and Braden Miller. It has worked wonders and better than many thought possible.
Yeah, it has. At first, obviously I'm sure both of us would want all the snaps, but, it's worked well, swapping reps and all that. I think we complement each other well.
I'm going to go ahead and agree with Logan. It's really hard to have a defense decide what we're going to do. He can run and as well as throw, and I can run well as throw too.
A lot of people would call us crazy for running a 2-quarterback system and being able to rotate those guys pretty freely basically every other series. So it's a joy. It's very, very, very good for each one of these kids to learn to share the wealth.
That's Logan Neves for those of you scoring at home. Game 4 of the NLDS with the Nationals and Dodgers down 1-0 in the first. Adrian Gonzalez, a charge to right, a 2-run homer, 2-1 Dodgers. It's 5-3 Los Angeles in the 7th. Bases loaded for Daniel Murphy, and Murphy delivers his law on the Dodgers. Gapper left center, 2-run score, tied at 5-5. But L.A. has the final laugh. Chase Utley with the game winner in the bottom of the 8th inning. Dodgers stay alive, winning 6-5, decisive Game 5 in the nation's capital on Thursday. And the Giants lead the Cubbies 5-2, also looking to force a Game 5 in the other NLDS. That's sports. We'll be right back.
The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is less than a minute away here on WKYT. Tonight's guests include First Lady Michelle Obama. All right, these two do a little sports talking back and forth. Want to talk a little weather before we get out of here?
I don't know. We can keep talking Cubs Giants if you want to. We're talking a little baseball action. Next couple of days around here, though, we're going to get some changes. 76 tomorrow. Temperatures do cool down Thursday into Friday. Shower chance, and you get 3 cold fronts.
All right. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good one.